it's Ash from Super Videos, back for another reaction to an episode of The Walking Dead. This is my reaction to Season 10, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, called The World Before. So last episode was a rough one. I'm hoping this episode is not as rough as the last episode, but it's Walking Dead, and it's a mid-season finale, so I'm expecting a lot of crazy stuff to go down, but let's jump right into it because the episode is right about to start. So we're starting off with a flashback. I hope they address a lot of the plot holes that we've been talking about before this episode. We all know Dante's dying in this episode. The main question's who's gonna kill him?
Go to their gate. They won't turn you away.
Is that so? Then why were they ready to turn away Magna and her group? So basically Dante was the one that started the whole paranoia at Alexandria about the Whisperers. You're telling me no one saw that? Not even one person. And he had to kill the sick because the contaminated water didn't even do anything. Shouldn't you put Siddiq down now? Because he's gonna turn. Oh, there we go. Oh, I guess not. Why have we never heard them speak Spanish before?
We're having a hot romance, didn't you know?
That's the creepy side of Dante that should have been a red flag from the get-go. This should be interesting. Oh, what are you doing, Dante? Oh, damn it. When Siddiq was alive, he couldn't get to Dante in time. Maybe his zombified self can do it. No one's hearing any of this? Seriously? Oh no, no. You are not just about to do what I think you're about to do. Oh! Now get Siddiq. Get Siddiq away from the baby. That was an intense scene right there. Ooh. He deserves it. He deserves way worse than that. Damn. That's gotta mess up Rosita real bad though.
Is the baby still alive?
Baby that was rescued at Hilltop? Yes.
You still have her name? Sister didn't. She couldn't.
Raised.
Alpha didn't allow her to? Is that what you're saying?
Promise me I can see him.
I can't promise you anything.
Exactly. You're in no position to make demands like this.
Before all this, my name was Mary.
Well, nice to meet you, Mary. I'm just gonna call you Gamma. Is this another like Jadis Ann situation? Yeah, beat him up, Daryl.
Why put him through all that hell in the bar?
So do they know that he's a Whisperer now?
Ideology behind it. Even seeing all those heads on spikes didn't teach you what people are.
Boom! I was waiting for that.
Mary,
You mean Gamma?
Whisperer I've been talking to, told me where Alpha's keeping the herd.
Oh,
Just over
damn.
there on their side, to the National Forest.
So Gamma's actually becoming useful.
We don't trust a Whisperer now.
You want to do nothing?
That's a good point, Daryl.
Lydia's still gone. Second we're done, we're going looking for the girl. Yeah, I'll radio them. Maybe they can get it this.
Wait a minute, hold up. They're making these decisions way too quickly. How do you know you don't have another Dante situation going on right now?
Lydia didn't want to come back. I couldn't make her.
And why is that?
It protects us, you know that.
So that's it for her now? To be our shield?
See who's talking, Carol. I mean, I'm a fan, but you used Lydia.
I don't think she wants to be found.
We talk about her, we talking about you.
Oh,
We have to be as quiet as possible.
Yep, that was meant for me. I take no offense.
Or you want to see truth?
What? Stop it.
they all know it. Come on, Luke. Is that being quiet, Luke?
Michelle and Judith are listening. What happened?
She's gonna be pissed off when she learns that they let in a Whisperer. Oh, how did they not hear any of those walkers? Ninja walkers be everywhere. Oh, that's the new guy.
Steve is dead. So no, not everything is okay. We have to get to Oceanside and get back home now.
And she left out the part where there was a Whisperer spy
Remember this past.
living at Alexandria for 4 months.
It's good to see you.
Wow.
Me too.
So are you two good then? Is he gonna finally let Carol know what's up? Whoa. She's just blowing off some steam at this point. Oh, she should not be by herself. Special. Oh, Eugene. I was gonna say especially outside the Alexandria safe zone, but look at Eugene come to the rescue. Oh, throwback to like season 5. But wait a minute, so they even interviewed him and he was still able to pass and breach the safe zone as a quote unquote survivor? That's a little hard to believe, but okay.
I could die. I used to think that if it happened, it happened.
But now you have the baby.
But now that would make Coco an orphan.
Yeah.
And I cannot die.
Then why the hell were you outside?
The feeling will pass.
Wow. Why is Gabriel being such a dick?
Maybe Dante was right about us.
Damn.
We're not as strong as we think we are.
She's got a point.
He has a picture of his family. He's got a bag full of stuff. Does that seem like a whisper?
We don't know what a whisper looks like anymore.
Come on. Let me go.
You're gonna answer our questions.
I think that's fair. Oh, here we go. Is it a whisper attack? Ooh, that's slow-mo. There's gotta be some whispers amongst these. There's no way there's no whispers. But that's a lot of walkers. What is Gabriel doing? He's either gonna kill him or beat the shit out of him. Oh! Oh! Gabriel is not messing around. Holy crap! Where was this Father Gabriel before? Negan is lucky he didn't see this side of Gabriel. Damn. But now he's in a pickle, because Michonne would have really wanted to talk to Dante, I'm assuming. Oh! Yeah, where do you think you're going? They're really playing with everyone's emotions with those two.
Can we stop this shit?
Wow.
You want her dead so bad, you don't even care what happens to you. You never came off that boat. It's been like talking to a goddamn ghost.
Do the best I can.
I'm the one you tell. Me.
Look at Daryl taking control.
I don't know how.
You gotta try.
Ooh, this is a deep scene right here. A lot of Daryl Carroll shippers are gonna be passing out at this exact time.
She's a dead woman anyway.
Whoa. Daryl just keeps coming up with these badass lines.
Put it back.
She didn't give a damn. She did not even blink.
Just reminded me of something a friend of mine used to say.
Is she talking about Sadiq?
My mercy prevails over my wrath.
Great callback.
You have enemies to fight. Maybe we can help each other out.
How do you propose we do that? I don't fully trust Virgil though.
Could be weapons big enough to kill a herd. Take out Alpha once and for all.
That's too good to be true though. And when it's too good to be true, it's probably not. Please don't tell me that's her exit story. I really hope this is not how Michonne actually exits, because that's super underwhelming. Did they find a herd? I don't hear anything though. She lied.
Wait.
That's why you don't trust the Whisperer.
Mary lied to us.
I knew we couldn't trust Gamma. She might have said the truth, but how accurate are her intel?
I'm only a couple days behind you.
But at this sensitive time, is it really the right time to leave Michonne? I really hope this is not the last time Michonne talked to Judith and the others. I hope she comes back. She could get her exit after. I just think it's stupid for her to exit this way. Who is that? Oh! Damn! This can get very interesting. They're gonna end it before we actually get anything juicy though. It'll be very interesting if he runs into Negan. I doubt it, but that'll be super cool. Oh! Really? That's quite a scenario. This is an awesome shot. Don't tell me that's the end. Oh my god. Alright, so that was my reaction of the mid-season finale. I would say from this first half, this has to be my least favorite episode. It's the most underwhelming, especially for a mid-season finale. I was expecting a lot more. Ending was pretty dope, but at the same time, it was a cliffhanger. I don't like these types of cliffhangers. But let me go back and do my reviews. Starting with the Dante flashbacks, I think they did a pretty good job addressing some of the concerns that we had in terms of plot holes. There is still a bunch of those that they need to deal with if they do, but I think they addressed like 70 to 80% of the issues that I had with Dante being a whisperer. I actually thought that it was a very good idea to have these flashbacks in terms of a standalone episode about how Dante came to Alexandria. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. Then going into the Dante fighting Rosita scene with Siddiq turning into a walker and going after the baby, I thought that was the most intense scene in this entire episode, and I absolutely enjoyed that. It would have been great if they build up the tension a little bit more, but this has to be my favorite part of this entire scene. Then jumping into Aaron meeting with Gamma, I thought that was a pretty cool scene as well. And, I just was really hoping that they would have Gamma give them some really good intel. And I gotta be honest, it was some pretty good intel. The fact that she said she knew where the herd was. Obviously, at the end, we learned that that was probably a lie, or somehow the Whispers learned that she was going to give out this information ahead of time, and that's why they relocated the herd. We have the Dante interrogation scene, which I absolutely loved. Now, I thought they would be more rough with him. They were a little bit too nice, so that was a little weird, really chill and calm, which I thought was a little unrealistic, to be honest. Then after that, we have the Carol, Aaron, Daryl scene where they all decided to go check out where Gamma said the herd was. Now at this point, I was frustrated because I'm like, you just learned you had a mole at Alexandria. How are you jumping into trusting Gamma so quickly? So that was a little frustrating. But then we have the scene between Carol and Daryl where they talk about Lydia. I actually really loved that conversation. On both sides, they had very good points. And, it was a good back and forth between them. So I absolutely loved that. After that, we have the scene where Luke, Michonne, and Judith go to this library. I think that was wasted time. They could have done something entirely different. I don't see the purpose of having that scene there. There's two things that came out of that 6-minute scene, which was that Michonne learned about what happened at Alexandria, and Virgil, the new character that was introduced, saved Luke. They could have done something entirely different that takes less time and still have the same outcome. We have Siddiq's funeral, which I actually loved. I loved the subtlety in those scenes because even some of the background Alexandrians were really hit hard by this, and I absolutely loved that they subtly had that in there, and it wasn't like, yeah, Siddiq died. It was a big deal. Siddiq was a pretty big part of the community, so I absolutely loved that they didn't just brush over that, and they actually showed that Siddiq's death was a big deal at Alexandria. Moving into the Eugene Rosita scene, I absolutely loved that scene as well. The fact that Rosita was outside is stupid. To be honest, what was she trying to do? But the fact that Eugene comes to save her, absolutely loved that. Moving into the scene where Father Gabriel is checking the Dante tape, I actually absolutely loved that callback to season 5, of course, when the Alexandrians interviewed Rick's crew. So I loved that callback. However, how was Siddiq still able to get in after having to go through all of this process and being interviewed? So that's a little unrealistic and forced, to be honest. And that's one of the key things that they didn't really address with Dante being a Whisper story. How did Dante gain their trust? They didn't really address that. After that, we have Father Gabriel talking to Rosita. I think that from Rosita's perspective, loved everything that she said. From Father Gabriel's perspective, why was he being a dick? I just didn't get that. He was just being a little too cold for no reason at all. Virgil showing up at Oceanside and them being attacked by the walkers. I thought that they would be attacked by whisperers, but that wasn't the case. I thought it would have been more interesting if there were some whisperers with them, but it's whatever. I mean, Oceanside was attacked by some walkers. Now, in terms of Virgil, we still don't know where they go with Virgil's story and whether he's telling the truth or not, but there's just something that rubs me the wrong way about Virgil and Michonne in this episode. I think it was a little forced, and I'll get to that when I talk about Michonne's scenes, but I hope this is not Michonne's exit story because it's very underwhelming. You know, we're gonna have to wait and see what they do with Virgil specifically. Then going from there, we have Father Gabriel Dante's cell, talking to him a little bit, and then killing him. I thought that was a holy shit moment in this episode. This could create some tension between Father Gabriel and Michonne. I think Michonne would have really wanted to talk to Dante. Now she's not going to get a chance to do that because Father Gabriel killed him. And I just think that Father Gabriel, even though that scene was badass, Father Gabriel made the wrong choice, killing Dante in that moment. Then from there, we jump into this pretty emotional scene between Carol and Daryl, where Daryl is talking to Carol about opening up to him and all. I absolutely loved that, and I think that was another highlight of this episode. No action, nothing, just a conversation between two characters that we love. But I absolutely loved it. After that, we get this scene between Michonne and Virgil where they make this deal. Virgil says, if you get me back to my community and give me some supplies, I can give you some weaponry that you can use to deal with this herd that you're talking about. Now that, I think it's a little, I don't know if you want to call it forced, if you want to call it BS, but it's just unrealistic. For one, what are the chances that this new character who's going to be coming up has this or knows some weapons that could take care of this big herd? And also, what are the chances that Michonne agrees to this deal right off the bat? So that's forced, and I didn't really like how they did that. And I think that they could have introduced Virgil a little bit sooner, maybe a few episodes ago, build up his character, flesh out his character before you have Michonne actually trusting him. We have Daryl and the others showing up, seeing that the herd is gone. And that goes back to what I said earlier. We don't necessarily know if Gamma was lying or whether the Whisperers and Alpha learned that they were going to show up and they relocated the herd. But regardless of the outcome, I think that it was a good story where they had Gamma give up this information, but it felt like it was a wasted story because it didn't really do much. The only thing it did was it trapped our group, which I'll get to. But that actually leads to my next topic, which is, should we really trust Gamma? Maybe she was lying. Maybe she set him up. I mean, Alpha was around, so maybe she was working with Alpha. We don't really know if we should trust Gamma at this point. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But then going from there, we have Michonne leaving with Virgil to go to his community and check out what he has. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I already talked about it, but I really hope that this is not Michonne's exit story. And I hope that she comes back and that this is not the final time that she sees Judith and all the other characters, because I think that if it is, it's so underwhelming that I don't even know what to say about it. It's just super underwhelming and it's ruining her character, to be honest, especially if she's never coming back after this. But I'm gonna not judge it too quickly. I'm gonna wait to see what happens next, whether she actually does show up again and you know what happens, whether she comes back and all of that. So now jumping into the final scenes of this episode, which I thought were absolutely phenomenal, which was Carol sees Alpha, which I absolutely loved. They chase her and all of them are trapped in some sort of underground cave or something like that. Now we don't know if Alpha set that up, if this was a trap, or whether they just ended up all falling into that location. But before jumping into the cliffhanger on its own, I absolutely loved everything leading to the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger itself, visually loved it, but you know, I didn't like that being a cliffhanger. We are gonna have to wait months and months before we actually see what happens. I doubt they're gonna kill all of the people that are trapped there, but you know, some of them may end up dying from that. But I think they could have done something a little bit different, and they could have done the cliffhanger a little bit different so that it doesn't feel like this cheap stunt to make us want to come back and see what happens. But that's pretty much my review of this episode. I think it was a good episode, but it could have been great. There's a lot of things that I disagreed with that they did in this episode, and there's a lot of questions raised about where the story is going at this point. But I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this episode. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.